Hi, good evening. Welcome to the Jon Gaunt Show. Rachel Reeves in tears. Starmer didn't even notice. Today she's had a makeover. Just what is going on in Labour? And do you trust them or believe them? Let's have a look at this show. Because what happened in Parliament yesterday has the whole nation, not just the nation, the world talking. Rachel Reeves broke down in tears during that crucial Prime Minister's questions. They'd lost the vote the night before. Was it really just personal, which is the spin they're putting on it today? Yeah. Or is this the latest sign of a deeper chaos, may I even say crisis, inside the Labour Party? I want your views. In today's live show, we expose what the mainstream media won't tell you. They're dancing to the tune, yes, it was a terrible thing and it's personal. We shouldn't ask anymore. Then Rachel Reeves turns up and it's the most amazing recovery since Lazarus. Did you see her? She had the slap on, the makeup on. She looked a completely different woman. What is going on in the Labour Party? Also, what did her emotional outburst yesterday cost the UK taxpayer? I'll tell you, it's millions. She spooked the market. So it does matter. I asked you the question, has Keir Starmer completely lost control of the Labour Party? Is he the leader in name only? Where's this ship heading? I think to the rocks. I really do. 3 U-turns. Does he know what he's doing? Big question. Do you trust Starmer? I want you to tell me yes or no and why. Do you trust Labour? They promised us change, but are they just as bad as the Conservatives? And that'd be going some, wouldn't it? My name's Jon Gaunt, by the way. You're listening to my podcast or you're watching my broadcast. Thank you for joining me. Are Labour's secrets, this is what I also want to ask, and we all know there's lots of secrets, finally catching up with them? You know, like your mum said, if you lie once, you have to keep on lying. Well, Starmer is the proverbial bullshitter. I'm surprised he hasn't been shut down by Miliband for the amount of methane that must be coming out of his BS, if you follow what I'm saying. Or is this a distraction story, keeping us away from the main activity of the government? Is this a government in complete turmoil? So don't miss this explosive breakdown of the UK's biggest political story at the moment. Join in on the live chat and share your thoughts. There's no right or wrong. I just want to know what you think. It's been pretty momentous, hasn't it? So if you've got a view, I want to hear it, and I want to hear it now. Where do you stand with Keir Starmer? You see, because it's all so convenient, isn't it? Which is what I've been trying to say today on Twitter. Isn't it odd? Isn't it odd that they've all gone on this personal line? It was something personal. It was something personal. Yes, but you're the Chancellor of the Exchequer, the second most important person in government. You can't really have secrets, not if you're going to cry in the Commons. That's what you did. It was an embarrassment. I'm not having a go at you, by the way, because you're a woman. If it was a man doing it, I'd be doing the same. But the facts are, it wouldn't be, would it? Because if a man had done it, the whole of the mainstream and lamestream press would be on top of him. That's not what's happened with Rachel Reeves. I've been watching the TV and listening to the radio most of the time and looking at the internet. They seem very, very supportive of her. Why is that then? Is it because of this thing that I've said before, the cozy club, that they're all part of the same thing? They're all part of the same establishment class. And so they don't want to disturb it. And when today she came back, like I say, like Lazarus, she went to that national health launch today. She only said a few words, but the whole idea was to project this image that she is in control. And she looked completely different to how she looked yesterday. What do you make of that? It's kind of like overnight. I'd like to find out who her makeup artist is. I could do with her because she's obviously brilliant. She looked dreadful yesterday. She's got the press completely on her side. And I think that's a bit premature. And I don't think it's good enough to say it's personal. I think she needs to give us more information. They are playing us. They seem to forget they work for us, not the other way round. Or do you think I'm being too harsh? Am I being a sexist pig? I don't think I am. Because I just think you can't do that in the chamber. You can't affect the economy that much and then not really have a reason for doing it. Because I'm going to be straight here. I think it's bullshit. I don't think there is a personal reason. I think there'd been a fallout between her, Angela Rayner. I think the speaker put his 2 pence worth in. I'm speculating. I don't know this for sure. And I think she's got wind of the fact Starmer was going to give her the bullet. I still think he will because he wants to save himself. But it must have kicked off. So I think the personal thing is probably a lie, which is why to advertise this today, I've been talking about porkies. I'm not calling them liars out and out because I don't know. What I'm trying to say is this doesn't add up. And it would appear that an awful lot of people on Twitter agree with me because they're repeating what I've said. N. Wilcock, that forced smile, Richter smile, wasn't it, is always a giveaway. Absolutely. Absolutely. It was incredible. And then did you see, you might not have seen it because they didn't show it on the live feed, but later Starmer gave her a big hug, but she's looking over his shoulder and when someone gives you a hug and it's a bit too much, a bit too personal, you don't want it. She's like this. She's not comfortable. What game are they playing? And if they're keeping things like this from us, what else are they keeping from us? What else are they lying about? We know for a fact, don't we, that they've done 3 U-turns because they did 3 things which they said they weren't going to do. They promised that they'd have an inquiry into the Muslim rape gangs. Then they said, no, there's no need for one once they were elected, but they were forced into giving us one by the power, mostly of the new press, people like GB News, or the alternative media, people like me who wouldn't give up talking about it. Then there was the winter fuel pledges. The British public would not stand for it. It's U-turn. And then the welfare cuts, hitting the people with disabilities the most. And the Commons wouldn't stand for that. He won, I know, by 40 votes or whatever it was, but he didn't really win. He lost. And all of this has added up. And then there's another thing about the Ukraine, the whole of Britain is with you. No, we're not, Starmer. And then there's the rent boys. What on earth is going on there? And then Southport, when he called people who were upset about the slaughter of 3 innocent girls, he called them far right. And then there was the jailing of Lucy Connolly, 31 months in jail for one social media post which she took down. I don't defend what she wrote. I thought it was horrible. But we can't be using people for political reasons, can we? Which I think Starmer did. I think he stepped into the legal arena. Then there's the question of all the freebies. And it wasn't just Starmer getting the freebies, was it? And then, of course, you can just tell he's lying. Today, when he got questioned, I saw a great interview with him with the chopper on GB News. You could tell he was lying again when he said, well, she was crying next to you. Did you not see it? No, I didn't. Because you know what it's like in Prime Minister's questions. I'm focusing on the question and thinking of the answer, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Okay, what about in between the questions when you sit back down and Kemi Badenoch was having a go? It was a lie. And I will say that openly. He lied. He ignored her. He obviously thought she was an irritant at that point. Maybe he was convinced there and then that he was definitely going to get rid of her. I don't know. But he was nasty to her. That was nasty. Just like he's nasty to Kemi Badenoch, whoever you say her name. He's quite, I don't want to come over as all liberal, but he's quite sexist, isn't he? The way he puts her down in Prime Minister's questions. But he had no regard. At the end of Prime Minister's questions, he turned and left. It was her sister, who's an MP, who came over to make sure she was okay. Hiya, mate. What's this? Is this an open stream I could join? Don't worry if not. Thanks. Yes, it is. Join in. Say whatever you want to say. A new watcher, a new listener. That's fine. So what I'm trying to get at is, because he has lied so many times, like the freebies, we've never had a satisfactory answer about the Taylor Swift tickets. Oh, I wanted to take my kids. That ain't an answer. The £2,500 on the glasses. I was thinking as well, Lord Ali better get on the phone to Specsavers and ask for his £2,500 back that he spent on glasses. Oh, suits you, sir, for Sakia. If he couldn't see that a woman, or hear, and he's got to have a hearing test, that a woman sitting right next to him was weeping. See, I don't believe him. He's a liar. He's telling porkies. And then, obviously, one of their PR people concocted the idea, oh, it's personal. Well, if we say it's personal, the problem is the press are going to ask, how's it personal? That's just the natural next question, isn't it? But I woke up this morning thinking he would get hammered by the media, all the broadcast media, including GB News, Stephen Dixon. They were kind of saying, oh, I sympathise with her. Look, I didn't like seeing her cry. I don't like to see anybody cry, particularly women. Call me old-fashioned. I don't like it. However, I had to put into the equation, she's brought a lot of this on herself. What about a farmer who committed suicide? What about the pensioners who've been choosing between meat and heat? Did she think about them? Do you follow where I'm coming from here? If you're going to be Billy Big Boots and tough, then you're going to get brickbats, aren't you? Same with Starmer. No wonder he got told to F off when he went to Southport. He ran away. He was there for 9 seconds. 9 minutes, I think. But do you remember? That's all part of the same thing that I'm getting at. I think he's lost the room, personally, and I've not got any time for him. You might have a slightly different attitude. But then, so they come up with this thing, oh, it's personal. So this morning, they're all batting it away, right? The cabinet members, if they're asked, no, it's personal. And I wouldn't dare intrude or feel it's right to intrude on her personal private business. Understand that, in a way, apart from she's the Chancellor, the second most important person. So then she comes on the telly, she does this resurrection, this Lazarus coming back to life act, right? Looks completely different in the face. She must have had her bags, and I can't talk, can I? Her bags under her eyes ironed out overnight, because she looked a completely different person, as I say. But then, of course, the press want to talk to her afterwards. Why were you upset yesterday? Oh, it's personal. And then straight away, and I don't want to go into it. I'm sorry, love. You've got no effing choice. We pay your wages. You should tell us, especially now because economists are saying it's cost us a fortune in terms of the economy. There's just too many secrets and lies within Labour, or fibs, porkies. Are they lies? That's kind of omitting to tell the whole truth, isn't it? Bit like, John, look after Rosie's dog for her, water the garden, and then just as you're going, would you like to do the allotment as well? Now, as it turns out, I've really enjoyed doing that, but it's different, isn't it? I just think we're being played. And I think the mainstream media, it's not like a written down conspiracy, but I think they're in league with this Labour Party and this government. And I think it's really, really dangerous for democracy. I'm coming to your comments in a moment. Keep them coming in. Do you agree with me? Is Keir Starmer still in charge? She is going to get the sack. As sure as eggs is eggs, she will be gone. Angela Rayner, what about the sisterhood? All those women on the front bench. Why didn't one of them go over or just put their arm out? Angela Rayner could have done that and just held her hand and said, don't worry, love, don't worry. It'll be all sorted out. Starmer could have done that. He didn't. He gave her a hug today after she did the PR bit for him. But she was obviously ordered, in my opinion, to be at that NHS launch today. I just think what's going on, that's the other thing that gets me. They're taking us for mugs. And really, the only people who are being cynical about it are me, some other people on the internet, and I suppose GB News, once they got past their breakfast show, which was wholly supportive. No inquiry. I agree no one wants to see a woman in turmoil. And if she was having a breakdown, it must be awful. But that ain't a breakdown, what I saw today, the way she's come back. And I don't say this lightly because I've got friends with this. If that's true, what happened yesterday and today, she's got bipolar, hasn't she? The mix is too extreme. And again, I'm not saying this for effect. You see, because I actually think it was all an act. I think she turned the waterworks on yesterday to get exactly this result. And Starmer, slippery Starmer, he's a manipulator too. The broken promises from winter fuel to the public inquiry into the Muslim rape gangs. Are Labour's secrets finally catching up with them? Is that what's going on? That once you lie, you can't stop lying, like me mum used to say. Am I right? Am I over the top? Are you going to agree with me? Do you want to shout at me? Whatever you want to say. But I think we're being conned. As Johnny Rotten said in the Sex Pistols, ever get the feeling you've been cheated? We got cheated in the election with this bunch of clowns, and they're cheating us now. Agree with me or disagree with me? And of course, I will apologise fully if it does turn out there's some dreadful personal reason. But there isn't. I don't think there is. That's PR. And you know how bad they are at PR. Look at those poxy videos they make for Keir Starmer. Every time there's an opportunity to get good PR, he does the opposite. Look at his rivers of hate speech, the Enoch Powell. People saying, oh, he's finally got it. He finally understands what we mean. And then he says, well, shouldn't have said that. He's an uber liberal. If you're wondering why I'm doing the show now, I did a show earlier as well. It was a cracker. You've got to have a watch or listen to that. It's all about us building an Alcatraz in this country to put the migrants in. We need a proper deterrent. Have a listen. It's on the website. And don't forget, if you do want to follow me, the best way to do it is to go to my YouTube channel, Jon Gaunt TV, and press subscribe. Costs you nothing to subscribe. It just means you get all the notifications when I'm doing shows. And there's over 800 different broadcasts you can look at. Have a look. Tell me what you think. but I've done one earlier today, and I'm pretty proud of it. And we had some great contributions, so thank you for that. All right, let's get to your contributions now. This is the Jon Gaunt broadcast. Rachel Reeves in tears. Starmer doesn't notice just what is going on in the Labour government. Nigel Britton, maybe her husband left her, and this is her, look what you're going to miss, new hairstyle. You've been reading too many tabloids or watching too much porn, but yeah, I understand. Colour, cut, makeup. Her husband's best mates were Gordon Brown and was his speechwriter. I didn't know that, actually. Thank you, Nigel. I don't think it's necessarily marital, and if it was, I wish you all the best. It must be awful to go through that in the public eye. But she hasn't told us. Why won't they just say what it is? Why do they want to do another cover-up? What is it with Labour? Evening, John, let's be honest. Whatever is happening will be covered up, and somehow they'll make up a story, and Rachel Thieves will stand down. Something big has happened between her and Starmer. Well, that's what I think. I think there's been a major row. Maybe she was doing an attempted... Oh, I haven't got a clue. I'm speculating like you are, Steve, and I don't understand. But I think your end bit is right. That's what they'll do. She'll stand down for personal reasons, not the fact she's absolutely shit at her job, not the fact she's completely wrecked the economy with her budget. She is a failure. When she was crying yesterday, I thought, oh, well, at least she's beginning to realize how bad she is. It'd be nice for Starmer to have some of that humility. What do you reckon? What's this? Just looking to potentially call in about the Labour government. What are you on about, mate? You don't call in. You just write a... What is this person? Awesome. Do you have a link? You're on the bloody thing now. You're talking to me now. There isn't a link. It's a live act. Don't waste my time. You can tell Starmer is lying, says Lisa Carvel, when his mouth moves. Thank you very much indeed. What's this next one? Oh, God, this guy's... Can somebody tell this guy who keeps saying, can you post the link? Mark, I wouldn't like to be a conspiracy theorist. Could it be a setup to get a sympathy vote? How do you mean? How do you mean? I don't understand what you mean, Mark. Baronwich, or whatever your name is, right? It's not a phone in. You type in your comments. Have you got that now? Evening, John. I observed yesterday online some of the same people saying any criticism of Rachel Reeves crying was a hate crime. Yeah, I saw that as well. While a few days prior, trying to justify what Bob Villan had done at Glastonbury. Oh, I see the BBC have come out about that. They say from now on they're going to vet difficult acts, so-called... I'm not sure that's a good idea, but that's what they're going to do. But you'd have thought they'd have done that with Bob Villan, wouldn't you? Interesting what you said about people saying it's hate. I spoke to Lisa this morning, because she's obviously at home and I'm here dog sitting. I said, have you heard about this Angela Rayner thing? She said, yeah, I have. She said, why didn't the other women support her? And she said, it's not very good, is it, for feminism? I said, what are you on about? She said, her crying, because it makes out then that women can't do the job. Now, if I'd said that, I would have been up on a charge maybe. But listening to my wife, who's not that political, but I thought that was a really good point that she was making. And then that made me later in the day put out that tweet about saying, if she was a man and had cried, could you imagine what would have happened? You can't cry if you're the Chancellor. And then today in the TV interviews with all the makeup on, she said, yeah, it's just like other people. Sometimes you go to work and you can't leave your troubles at home and they come out. The only thing is with my work, there's always a camera on me. Oh, diddums. And if that's not a line written for her by some posh little twit straight out of Oxbridge, then I'm a Dutchman. She was given prepared lines to say. And I just think it's taken us for mugs. Bit quiet on the contributions tonight, on the comments. Maybe I'm just saying it all for you. I don't know. Rayna looked very smug at Prime Minister's question. She did. Well, you know why? Because she thinks she's in the top position to get the job. She's so deluded. But she might. I think what will happen in Labour is there'll be a succession of leaders. A bit like the Tories, where they end up in the end with one worse than a lettuce, Liz Truss. I can see that happening. We're not going to get a general election. I think I said this last night. But what I don't like is being lied to. And I don't like it when the mainstream media start playing the game. And I don't like it when you get the impression people are trying to shut down the debate. Because when I got up this morning, I thought most of the radio and TV phone-in style shows would be looking at it from all the different angles. But the moment somebody said it was personal, maybe people thought of the worst things, like that guy said, her husband's left her, her mum's died, her dad's died, child's got dreadful life-terminating disease. I don't know. I mean, I even thought, well, maybe it's one of her kids has been arrested or something. Your mind starts running. And then you think, I've got to be a bit sensitive here. But then as the day progressed, I thought, no, I'm being played. And I don't like being played. Do you? They played us to get elected. I mean, I didn't vote for them, as you know, but lots of people did. And they feel really let down. And the media are so in bed with them, it's unbelievable. If you like what I'm saying, please comment. You might want to donate. You can easily just press the little dollar sign there and do me a little donation, as much or as little as you want. Or buy me a beer. I've had 6 beers today, so thank you. Not drank them. www.buymeacoffee.com/Jon Gaunt. Or you can a beer or a coffee, and it's a £5 a time, basically. Most people buy 3, but it's up to you. So if you'd like to do that, feel free. Thank you for listening to what I'm saying. I'd like someone to say you're mad. You got it completely wrong. Because the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm thinking, but it can't be. Well, I don't know. I think Angela Rayner is the dark lord in this Labour government. She's the one to watch, says Seasider Mark. Yeah, very true, Mark. Very, very true. She's got a lot of support on the left of the party. So she would be a contender. I'm going to be a contender. But she could be a contender. I think she'd be a disaster. Not as bad as Starmer, maybe, because she's a bit more straightforward. But she's not Prime Minister material, is she? The one who's impressed me a bit today, I've got to say, is Wes Streeting. I've warmed to him quite a bit, although he is obviously manoeuvring. The other favourites are Andy Burnham, and of course now Sadiq Khan. People are saying he could probably get the gig. Got a view on that? Let me know. But do you think we're being lied to? Lisa says no one on that front bench appeared to be at all supportive. Yeah, because Yvette Cooper didn't do anything, did she? I don't think she should have been there at all if she was that upset about anything. That's a brilliant point, Lisa. I've run businesses, and sometimes when you run a big nightclub, if somebody came in that upset, I'd say, I tell you what, you're not doing me any favors, love. Go home, have the day off, sort out. I don't want to know what it is necessarily, unless you want to tell me. Sort your head out and come back tomorrow, and we'll move from there. Like when I was running bars, you don't want somebody there with a face like a bag of spanners, like Lisa Nandy. That's what she looked like, didn't you? What did she look like on the front bench yesterday? Have you seen the pictures in the papers? But do you understand? So Lisa, yeah, you'd send them home, wouldn't you? I'd think something happened just before. That's my opinion. Bring back Ed Balls. What? Oh, joking, John, says Steve. Thank you, Steve. Charles Freeman. Why no general election? When Gordon Brown became Prime Minister, you almost demanded a general election. What, did I? Well, do you remember that far back? I can't remember what I did. But what I will say to you is, when I say there can't be a general election, there can't be. Because the only person who can call for a general, don't start telling me the king can. The only person who could do that is Starmer and Labour, and they're not going to do that, are they? This is the bizarre thing. They've got a whacking great big majority. They shouldn't be in this problem, in this situation. But there you are. They are. So are you accusing me of being a hypocrite about Gordon Brown? I really can't remember. I certainly don't think he should have ever been Prime Minister. Not while I've got a hole in my underpants. Dog Soldier says she's too stupid to be a Dark Lord. She's only kept afloat by the unions and Labour membership. Well, still kept afloat, isn't she? They brought a large cake to Downing Street today to cheer Rachel up. That was in tears too. Oh, yes, Chopper. Nice line, Chopper MK50. Carol Walker says on YouTube, Reeves was grinning like a Cheshire cat today. Bags under the eyes. Gone, well, maybe I'm going to be sexist now. Can a lady tell me how to do that? I mean, look at my eyes are terrible because I've been doing the allotment. But how do you get rid of them that quickly? That's not a concealer. That'd have to be polyfiller, wouldn't it? I don't know. I don't know enough about it. But if you look at the picture I've put up with this podcast, you will see a picture of her yesterday and a picture of her today. She looks completely different. How do you do that, girls? Let me know. Paul Rowbottom, I personally have zero sympathy for her. She may now reflect on the hurt and harm she has inflicted on thousands, brackets, but I doubt it. That's a really good text. Thank you very much indeed, Paul. Wes Streeting, not after his Lucy Letby comments. Is Lucy Letby the child killer, the one who went down for that? Am I getting mixed up between her? Well, or you getting mixed up? I don't know. Give me some clarification on that and then I'll comment. I always thought Wes Streeting would jump at the chance to take over from Starmer. There's always one backstabber. Thank you for your comments there. I think he comes over quite professional. That's what I was trying to say. You may disagree. I don't want any of them. It's time for the Farage, isn't it? It's got to be. See, this is, and this broadcast now at 6:30 in the evening, it ties in with what I was talking about earlier. That's why I want you to have a watch or a listen of that as well. Because there I was talking about, let's stop messing around. Donald Trump has got rid of illegal migration effectively. It's down to about 5% or 10%. How's he done it? By putting tough border controls in, and now by having this Alcatraz. Yes, it's a gimmick. It's in a swamp and the alligators and all that. But that's where he's putting them. And he's sending out all the hype that that's what's going to happen if you come to America without an invite. Right? Why don't we do the same? They think it's El Dorado. And they're right to think that. They get a 4-star hotel, they get squeezy soap, they get a government that haven't got a clue what's going on. They're allowed to work. Well, no, they're not, but they do. They're working for all the delivery companies, aren't they? Deliveroo, etc. And allegedly getting $1,000 a week for that. That's on top of the board and lodging being paid for us, top of the dentistry, the health being paid for us. They've even been getting wigs and driving lessons. Who is in charge? And this is what I've talked about on the other podcast. So the things are totally interrelated. And we have a right to know what is going on in government. Are you with me or against me? 800 broadcasts. I've got to read this one out because he's having to go. Tony O'Hagan. God, you're ugly. 800 broadcasts with 799 demanding St. Keir's sacking. Smiley face. No, that's not true. But yeah, I've done a lot about Starmer. I'm sorry for calling you ugly. But that's life, isn't it? Hey? He's the main thing to talk about until we get rid of him. We'll talk about other things. Cucumber for your eyes, says Thistle. You're a fella. How would you know that? All right, leave it there. We might not even make it to the next general election if Professor David Betts of King's College is to be believed. I don't know what that's about, but thank you very much indeed. If I'm doing internet, maybe I should get up on all these conspiracy theories, but I can't be bothered. Can't be asked. I really can't. Evening, Sir Gaunt. Sorry, I'm late for the show, says Jake Morton Brown. I'm getting my whip back next week and getting my sound effects. You're going to get a damn good whipping because you obviously deserve one. But thank you for joining in now. You can always wind it back in a minute. I'm going to finish in a minute. Lucy Letby was a nurse, jailed for murdering babies. Yeah, but I didn't know whether he was talking. The guy who wrote in, was he talking to this? Because there's Lucy Connolly and Lucy Letby. Did West Street, and I suppose he did. I don't know who he made that comment about. I don't know what the comment is, so I can't really comment either. But it looks like she's going to get done for a load more. Hang on a minute. Jake Morton Brown says, kinky boy. Yeah, something like that, Jake. I'm a bit old for that, my friend, but thank you. Jackie Ward, the Labour Party doesn't have anyone capable of rescuing them. Starmer and the thieves have wrecked it so much. I can't believe anyone would now want the job. I wonder how many MPs will jump ship to another party before the next election. I would imagine many of them have got Nigel Farage's number on speed dial, but you'll find that. You'll find that with the Tories as well. John, we're stuck with this Labour government for at least 4 years, but that doesn't mean we have to put up with Starmer. There'll be a power struggle coming soon, and Starmer will be gone. Fingers crossed. I agree with you. I also don't think he's enjoying the job, Steve, and lots of people who are in the know keep telling me that as well. It must be awful because everyone thinks he's a winker. I think that's what they call him, don't they? His approval rating is dreadful. He's just rubbish. Because he's lied from the day that he's got in. And he's got to somehow sort out all these skeletons in his, I was going to say closet, but you understand what I mean. Yeah? He's got to sort it out. Tell us the truth. Tell us what's gone on. Explain the suits. Explain the arson attack. Explain why his son was staying at Lord Alley's. Explain this other rumour about families. The unusual nature of his family. Explain why he just can't lie straight in bed. Steve says he wanted the job so much. Do you think so? I don't know. He'll brag about it in the future. When I was the Prime Minister, I did this, I did that. You know, like he brags about. When I was the Director of Public Prosecutions, I made it a land fit for... Anyway, I won't go there. All right, thank you. I finished. Going to take the dog out. I think it's cold enough to take the dog out. I think it probably is. I'm going to go and check the pavement. I might just take him for a quick wander. But I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to do a show tomorrow. It'll probably be afternoonish time because it's Friday, but I'm doing an extra one for you. So if you, again, come on, you're getting extra shows. How about giving me a donation? I haven't had one today. Come on, you can help me out. www.buymeacoffee.com/Jon Gaunt, or alternatively, you can do it here on YouTube. And if you're not watching on YouTube at the moment, you're listening, you can do it on YouTube. Come home and join Jon Gaunt TV. Subscribe. It's free, that bit. But if you want to help out, that would be good. In my opinion, says Steve, Jon Gaunt for Prime Minister. Okay, and I can afford the page cut. Tony O'Hagan says probably about Keir Starmer. I don't understand that one. Thanks, John. Have a nice evening. And Jackie Ward, she always sends me 3 hearts to end the show. It warms the cockles of my heart. Thank you very, very much indeed. Right, that's me done. Great amount of likes, great amount of viewers. Thank you for joining in. Tell all your friends about it. And don't forget, the most important thing you can do to help me is to share and tweet out the videos, even when you've watched them. Tell your mates about it. I think they're pretty good. And I don't think you can find anything like it anywhere else. I hope. And of course, the most important thing in life is to always say to your kids, give them a hug, give them a kiss. And don't forget to tell them you love them. I shall see you later. All the best. Bye.